Um, my name is Laura, and this is my Facebook page, Laura Teaches Improv Teachers. And today there is a topic that I feel super passionate about, which is, do I think that this is the worst time to start teaching improv? And I'll give it a little spoiler. That is that I'm a relentless optimist. However, it is a weird time, right? So I have been very challenged in my optimism, but not in this thing. So if you feel like I'm not sure I should be teaching improv, start to teach improv, maybe like teaching improv, like I've been doing that a little bit, but I should like, do a little less of it, then this live stream is for you. Today it is October 2020, which means that we are still in a worldwide pandemic, and that can make many of us feel like we should get out of here. We should get out of this field. And what's interesting about this time is that nothing is certain, but that also means that nothing is certain. And what type of possibilities that gives, that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. So, being in a worldwide pandemic, I don't know about you, but I experience this time as one of insecurity, of staying home, and of fear. Like those are the types of feelings I can have around this. So you might think I should be happy with anything I can get, like work wise or money wise, or maybe the government supports you. Like I should already be happy with whatever I'm getting. You might also think this is not the time for big dreams or following your passion. And a last thing that I've also heard my coaches say is improv is the worst field to be in right now. So if you can resonate with any of that, do let me know in the comments, because I'm hearing them a lot and I sometimes think them as well. But I think this time is also a time of care, of making a nice home and focusing on health, and making your house really nice. As this is part of my interior right now, and maybe today in the video you'll see why. um, it's also a time of change. It's a time of in the improv field, for instance, like there are fewer big institutions there. It's not just the big names who are teaching. There's a lot of also names of like teachers that we have never heard before and from different areas of the world. We see a move towards teaching improv and workshops on Zoom, and all of that is like really exciting because it's very different from what we've been doing so far. um, and it's also a time of reflection. So I don't know about you, but I've been doing a lot of like thinking about what is important, and how do I feel about my life, and how do I feel about my life that is now different, and what does it say about what I should do in the future. And considering that this is a time of change, i I want to say, know that change, that is our thing, right? As improvisers, we know change. We know new things. Not just that, like we are pretty good at new things. You who are watching, you are great at new things. And you might feel down, or you might feel anxious, or you might feel pessimistic. And maybe most of the time you feel all of that together. But the thing is, you are great at new things. You can do this. And because I feel like I'm part of my work is pep talking other people. And not because I believe it, because I very much believe that actually this time is maybe one of the best times ever for you to start teaching improv or to teach more improv. And I made a list of things why I thought I had so many reasons, but I'm going to keep it to three. Okay. Why do I think this is a great time to start teaching improv or to teach more improv? One is there is no expectation for you to be awesome. So in other times, it may be that in your city or in your community, there are already people teaching, and they have experience and people come to their classes with some sort of expectation. But in these times, if this is an online class or maybe a class like outside or at a distance, like depending on what your country allows you or doesn't allow you to do, it's all very different. My students in my online workshops know that the maximum experience I can have in an online workshop is like half a year. My students in my physical classes know that I have never taught during a pandemic. So for you, no matter how experienced or unexperienced you are, maybe you've never taught, but there is no expectation from the outside world that you have to be awesome, like right away. You don't have to be awesome. We're all figuring this out while we go. That means that you may have currently the best group of students ever, because these are students that are willing to be flexible and to think with you and to basically help you find out how this works. This thing we call doing what we love during a pandemic. Second reason why I think it's a great time for you to teach improv is because I think it's so important to do something you love. Even if it's not improv or it's something else, I don't care. But please do something you love, because this taking care of your own sanity, of what delights you, what makes you light up, what is the thing that afterwards you come with fresh energy back into your living room. What is that thing? And if that is improv, then please share that with others by teaching it in whatever capacity. Because if you keep sharing what lights up your heart, it will light up other people's hearts, and that will make us all get through this so much better. We need more people that do what they love, and we need more people to teach what they love. And third reason why I think it's a great time to teach improv is there are basically no starting costs. It has never been easier to just, you just need a Zoom account or a Facebook profile or like something to get you out in the world, get some internet. Like those are the fact that you're watching this means you probably have Facebook, you probably have internet, you have it all already. So the stepping in has been never this easy as it is now. So you can just try things. You already have all the tools. You don't need, like even going outside to teach improv is also like, great, parks are free, go to the park if your climate allows for it. My climate, not so much. I live in the Netherlands, it's all cold and windy and rainy, but I can go online. I have rented spaces around here, and it's all of that is a little more difficult, but it's not super difficult. And doing an online workshop is just really easy. And then maybe, okay, this is a bonus reason. I said it with 3 reasons, but actually there's a 4th reason. I think you should be teaching improv and teaching more improv and getting as experienced as you possibly can get, because you know what happens at the end of the pandemic, or when it gets a little better. You know what people would want the very, very most? They want to have fun. They really do. And I have seen it in my classes, because the it was a few weeks ago, it was opened up that we could do actually real life class anymore. And you should see my students. They're like, oh, finally I can do this thing again. That means that even if that is for your environment months ahead, maybe years ahead, at the end of this, people will be lining up to get improv classes, because that is the type of thing that we are craving for, because it's such a tense time. We want to let go. We want to have fun. And the thing is, I, I today is a very exciting day in my country because tonight I'm going to hear if I am allowed to keep teaching. And that is weird and scary. And it gives me tension and anxiety. And all of this, what I'm telling you today, that is exactly what I keep reminding myself of. So I would like you to remember that it has never been easier to start teaching improv. And it has never been as good for you to do the thing that you love. And then the last point is it's never been more important for others that you start doing this, that you start trying this, and that you get as much experience as possible because the world is waiting for it right now, and the world will be waiting for it after all of this is over. If you're curious of how to, then what's the next step, feel free to download my workbook. Because my workbook, it's 3 easy steps that you can get from what topic, what's the blurb, and what's the title of my workshop. Because what's cool about that is it gets you a little bit of a head start to just start trying out things. I always offer that if you actually do the workbook, which is free, by the way, you can send me the blurb and the title, and then we can chat about it a little bit because I love that stuff, and I think that maybe that first step can be a little scary, and I'm happy to hold your hand. Also, if you want to do your very first online thing, so do reach out if you want to try out some things because of all the reasons I mentioned before. I hope you have a great day. I'll be back in a week, Tuesday at 2 p.m. And I'm going to talk more about teaching improv and how to do it and where to start. So I hope to see you then.